Good evening, everyone. I am C. Ishan Buddha, the moderator of this webinar. We are delighted to welcome you all for this webinar, which is being organized by Continuing Professional Education Committee of ICAI. Please block your calendar for CP webinars on Wednesdays and Fridays. It is my pleasure to be a moderator for the 70th webinar on data analytics using AI and recent amendments in GSTR 9 and 9C from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. In a short while, we will start this webinar. First, I would like to appraise you about the CPE committee. In today's ever-changing professional scenarios worldwide, the biggest challenge the professional face is how to stay on top of their game while adapting to new requirements and norms. Therefore, it is imperative to aim to be up to date to offer unique guidance, influence others with their innovative approach and expertise. It is also vital to stretch our old ideas beyond traditional boundaries to create new perspectives. In this context, continuing professional education facilitates professionals to maintain, improve, and broaden their knowledge, skills, and expertise required to achieve their professional goals through webinars, seminars, etc. The program for this evening is as follows. We have 2 sessions, 1 hour each, and the topics are data analytics using AI, and second is recent amendments in GSTR 9 and 9Cs. Our eminent speaker will talk about the above mentioned emerging areas of professional interest. And please note that the medium of communication should be in English only, as all the participants across the globe will join. So now I will introduce our first speaker, Priya Sharma ji, CA Priya Sharma ji. She is chartered accountant and multi-qualified professional with CS, LLB, DISA, and DIRM qualifications, with more than 10 years of expertise in taxation, finance, and automation, and heads the Department of AI-powered tools for compliance audit and advisory services. She is also an AICA Level 1 faculty with Aura A1 faculty of ICAI. She integrated the technology with domain expertise to deliver faster, more accurate, and insight-driven financial solutions. She empowers clients to make informed decisions and stay ahead in the digital era. Now I will invite CA Priya Sharma ji to speak on this topic and enlighten us. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, you are mute. Ma'am, please unmute.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you for your kind words, Ishanji. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank the CPE committee and Chairman Sir, Vice Chairman Sir for this opportunity, for again inviting me as a speaker on AI. And so let's start. Okay, Satish Sir is here. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Our Chairman Sir is also here. So I would like to introduce him.
Very good afternoon, sir. Ishan sir, our chairman sir is here.
Yes, sir. So hello, sir. Our Chairman Sir, C.A. Satish Gupta Sir, is presently serving as the Chairman of the Continuing Professional Education Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. In addition to this role, he's also the Chairman of UDIN Directorate and Vice Chairman of the Committee for the Member in Practice for the current term. He previously served as a council member of ICAI from 2019 to 2022. He's a renowned speaker and author specializing in income tax assessment, searches, surveys, and professional development topics like goal settings and career plannings. And now I would like to invite Sir for his open remarks.
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you. I think all is going well. And my dear friends who are attending this webinar again in a very large number, welcome to each one of you. Welcome to the speakers. Welcome my brother from Sota, who is moderating this wonderful session. Actually, I am at airport, so I will not take much of your time. But I would simply say that My dear friends, please attend all these webinars regularly. Please attend all the conferences, workshops, seminars organized by the CP committee regularly, and give your suggestions on regular basis that what do you want, what do you need. And my dear friends, kindly give, if you are interested in becoming a speaker on any topic, subject, please let the CP committee know. Or you want to moderate the session, please let the CP committee know. So we can invite you and we will feel proud in inviting you. And it will be a wonderful opportunity for all of us to work together. So, my dear friends, this is in regards to CPA committee, and I just want to say that today's topics are again very good. One is on AI, one is on GST, and we at CP committee are trying our best to cover all the emerging opportunities, whether in the country or outside the country. Friends, I've also spoken several times that we are going to implement real-time CP credit this year. If you have any suggestion, any feedback, I can say anything if you want to say about that, please let us know so we can improve that particular thing, because that particular thing is on the end of the stage, and we will implement that thing very soon. So your suggestions are waiting. Two more things which I would like to speak about the CMP committee, where I'm looking after members initiative. Friends, one thing which we have just launched 3-4 days back is the AU Bank credit card. This is very good credit card, my dear friend. I'm not advocating anything. I'm just telling you the features of that credit card, because that is lifetime credit card. I am aware that credit card use is not a good use. And I know you, being a chartered accountant, will never use the credit card unnecessarily. But my dear friend, this credit card is allowing you 8 multiple reward points on tax payments, on software payments. Apart from this, it is allowing domestic launches free. More importantly, it is also allowing that 25% reduction in our renewal fees payable or paid to the ICI annually. If suppose I pay 8,000 fees to the ICI as my membership fee, and I pay that fee through this credit card, I will be entitled for a 25% discount. So these are the very unique features in this credit card. Don't never use this credit card unless you really have an emergency to use. But for these benefits which are being provided by the EU Bank, because the EU Bank CMD and CEO is the chartered accountant, C.A. Sanjay Agrawal ji, and he has a very love and affection for the profession. So he has built this card on his table, giving several other benefits also. So I would request that if you are interested in any credit card, please go for the EU, and through that our CMP benefits. Apart from this, friends, they have also offered the CASA, current account, saving account opening, and that is also very good services they are going to provide us at doorstep services, no interest, and more interest in saving bank account. And apart from debit card facility, some movie items on discount. There are several other things you will find in that credit card. And both these cards are the metal card. And that saving CASA card account number will be linked to your membership number. So my dear friend, they are giving us several benefits. So kindly think over it, go to CMP benefits site and see the features. And if you like that, please join that particular program. If you like that, and I again repeat you, the using credit card is a very dangerous thing. And using credit card, not paying on time. But I am aware that you, being a chartered accountant, know this particular, all these things. So you will never happen that it happens to you. Second thing, friends, we have made arrangement with the SDFC Bank also on their term loan at the rate of 10.6%, reducing rate of interest without collateral, and very few charges for the account, that processing charges. And we have also opened with them that drop down working capital facility. So you can think of that, go to the site, see the features, see what they are giving, and if you like them, go for them. At CMP friends, we are also have come up with 3-4 more opportunities for the profession. We have come with a very good course on the GST litigation. We have come up a very good course on the 360-degree real estate view. We are coming up with the CFO 360-degree. So we are coming up 4, 5, 6 opportunities in the CMP committee, giving you the knowledge about that particular opportunity, so you can avail and you can think of that. And my dear friends, at UDIN also, we have initiated several things this year just to maintain the quality. Or one more important thing which I would like to narrate here, that if your auditee, if your client has not paid you audit fees and shifts the auditor, and you are not in position to know the name of the auditor, you can contact with the UDIN. UDIN will tell you the name of the succeeding auditor. So you can connect with the succeeding auditor about your unpaid dues, or if any technical things you want to discuss with the succeeding auditor. So these few things where I am chairing the session, I am chairing the committee, we have brought out this particular initiative this year in the ICI, and we are working on several other things. And I would again request you, friends, WOFA 2.0 is very, very good program, very good program. International convention is there, and we are targeting 25,000 members there. Very big venue, very good program, good speakers, an opportunity to connect, and opportunity to meet, and networking opportunities there. And you can meet with the international leaders, national leaders of the profession, and some very good speakers. So, friends, if you are inclined to grab newer opportunities, you want to know about the emerging opportunities, you please join that WOFA 2.0 at Noida on 29th and 30th of January, 30th and 31st of January and 1st February. So with these things, friends, I just don't want to take much of your time because I'm at the airport waiting for my flight. So I think let me go for the flight and you enjoy the sessions, technical sessions. I know both the speakers, whether I talk about Priya or I talk about another speaker, they are wonderful, and after listening them, you will have some value addition in your knowledge today. I can guarantee that. So friends, thank you very much. Thanks for joining this particular webinar. And I request you to join all other programs of the CP committee and other committees of the IC. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. All the best. Thank you, my dear
Thank you, sir.
Ishan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much,
for
sir.
your efforts. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, sir. And I would like to tell you that till now 602 participants has been registered for this webinar. And now I will invite Ma'am Priya ma'am to start her session.
Okay. Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priya Sharma. I'm a chartered accountant and an AI trainer. All the other introduction you have heard from Ishanji, so I don't need to take time on that. Let's straight away dive into our today's topic, which is data analytics using AI. And before we actually start, I want to actually say something that, as we approach the end of this whirlwind year, one thing is clear, that if 2025 had a tagline or a headline, it would be the year of AI. Because from boardrooms to classrooms to even courtrooms and audits to articleships, AI has been everywhere in news, LinkedIn, in client meetings. It has been everywhere. It is the most talked about topic. But the big question still remains, that was it all hype or noise, or is AI really creating any value or reshaping as we chartered accountants work? So today we are going to dive deep into it as to what actually it is bringing on table, what AI is, and is it actually a buzz or a hype, or it is going to help us? Or for chartered accountants, where are we going to head for our profession, especially when it comes to data analytics? So let's start. Yes. So I want to, before we start, I have a very basic ritual that I do, which is that before I start, I want to go in a recap, a recap is what basically AI is, because many participants are joining it for the first time or must be hearing about AI for the very first time in their lives. And many know about it. So let's not presume and assume that people know about AI. Just a short recap as to what AI basically is. Okay, when did it begin, what it is, and how will it actually impact normal people or chartered accountants per se, if we talk about finance professionals and chartered accountants. So the journey actually began in 1950s, and I've been saying it all along. This is the year end now that a man called Alan Turing, he posed a fundamental question in 1950 that can machines think? It's a very weird question actually to start with. That what does this mean that can machines think? It means that what if machines actually start thinking like humans? What if they actually start working like humans? This led to this man working towards building such systems which can mimic human intelligence, which can do learning, reasoning, solving problems, understanding language, and recognizing images and whatnot. A lot more things. So from 1950s to 1956, it started. This person started actually working towards building such systems, and in 1956, for the first time, the term artificial intelligence coined at the historic Dartmouth conference, wherein all these systems were talked about, which can, on the basis of training that they've got, with the data that they've got, the training that they've got, they can actually work like how humans work. And this is surprising for us if we talk about it now. That if it came in 1950, what took it to reach to us after so many years? Why now? If in 1950s it had come, then why now are we talking about it? Why now suddenly? So let's step by step just dive down what actually happened. In 1956, first time artificial intelligence came, which were these systems which were mimicking human intelligence. Then in 1980s and 90s, these expert systems came, and these machine learning algorithms came, wherein the systems were given a lot of data. These machines, with the help of all that regression analysis and mathematics, these machines were trained to actually identify hidden patterns in the data and learn hidden patterns in the data. So, be it any data, whether related to weather or anything, everything in the world that exists, and if there is a problem, a machine learning algorithm was used to be made. Okay, then in 90s, 80s, who was actually using it? It was used by these mostly technology companies were using it, and it was not at the expense of or at the hands of the general public. Okay, then till 2000 2010, this was happening, that all these machines were trained, they would mimic human actions, and it would help these companies to actually automate their tasks and do repetitive tasks, repetitive tasks which took companies and other organizations to do a lot more, to actually would take so much time. It would ease out their time. Okay, and automate a lot of process. Mind you, automation is a bit different from artificial intelligence, but then it helped in actually reducing a lot of effort and enhancing productivity. Obviously, if something is as intelligent as humans are, it is going to increase productivity. Then 2010 came deep learning, wherein a revolution came, wherein if we've seen the phones, that if we look at the phone, in iPhone or in Android phones, we have a scan. When we tap on the phone opens, or when we look in the phone with the Face ID, phone opens, or in DigiYatra, we're able to enter. That is all deep learning. That is all your machine learning. That is artificial intelligence. But till now, what was happening was, till 2010, what was happening, that these machines were trained. They were trained, and then on the basis of their training, they were only predicting. They were predicting, and they were giving the results what they have been told and trained on. Then in 2017, something very transformational happened when Google came up with transformer architecture, wherein all these machines were given this architecture and were given the ability to actually focus on relevant sentences and words. So what happens is, millions and trillions of data, be it your text, your Reddit, Wikipedia, everything is given to these systems, these models, which are called large language models. They are given to these large language models. And then with the help of transformer architecture, they were also given this ability to focus on relevant words. So when we talk about that, they have to actually predict a particular thing, for example, weather forecasting, they have to predict. So now they have attention parameters also in them. They can also focus on relevant particular sentences or words. Okay. Then in 2020, with the help of more development and with this transformer architecture also coming in place after LLMs, something magical happened, which was your generative AI, which is when it came in the hands of general public, which is that, you know, it can till now it was only predicting and giving you the output with whatever it is trained on. Now it is also generating content, it is also generating output, creating output. So now when you talk to it, when we use these systems, it is not just telling us what they are trained with, they are also giving us additional information. And how is it happening? Very beautifully with natural language, by talking in natural language. So for example, you're not a developer, I'm not a developer. Now I want to talk and I want to make something and I want to use this generative AI. How do I use it? In 2020, it was made so similar that you can talk to it by only writing also. Natural language came back very, very early on, but for the public, it came when generative AI came. That is not only uh, predicting for you, but it is also creating content for you. Okay, so now it can write essays, generate poetry, compose emails, draft code, simulate characters, brainstorm business ideas, and much more things. So here is where the major question lies, that why are we actually studying about it? Like, okay, whatever would have happened, how is it useful for me? AI came, it is good for technology people, it is good for engineers, it is good for people who are doing something in technology. How is it going to help me as chartered accountants? So we need to understand something, that as chartered accountants, as finance professionals, before that, we are general public. We are a part of general public. And something which has today come in the hands of general public to use, to build and to explore, it must be something useful. Imagine it is so powerful that in natural language, normal language, you're asking it questions, you're asking it to build something for you or to solve your problems, and it is able to actually, you know, give you answers. Not accurate sometimes, and not accurate more times, most of the time, sorry. But yeah, maximum times it is able to generate you your, it is able to solve your problems. So just imagine something which is so powerful, which is trained on millions and trillions of data. We can actually increase our productivity as chartered accountants with the help of this artificial intelligence. Be it chat gpt we talk about, which is the main open AI which introduced it for the very first time, bring this wave of LLM and generative AI, or Claude AI that we use, or Perplexity that we use, Microsoft Copilot that we're using. There are millions and trillions of today there are so many, I can say lakhs and thousands of tools available. But to start with, if we start with the basic, and the basic which are available for the people, for general public, for us, and that we've heard of, chat gpt for example, we can explore and build so many things, and we can actually solve our problems. Talking about problems, what CAs actually mainly suffer from is manual data analysis consuming hours of valuable time, or not just data analysis, anything which is manual. We're doing so much of manual repetitive work, even if it is, if it constitutes checking mails every day or every second or every moment. We just have to, we are engaging ourselves every second, because we do not have that much time, and our clients are expect from us that we only provide them services, and then we have tons and loads of compliance work. We are never free to do productive work. We're always working in the hindsight, as we say. And hindsight work, which we talk about, which is the compliance work, which hindsight means something which has happened and now we are actually doing the compliance work. Talking about that work, now that will become, over the time that will become redundant, because softwares will come, will take place, automation processes will take place, and compliance in no time will become a bit dead. I'm not saying that chartered accountants will be replaced. They can't be replaced. They can never be replaced. But this whole entire work will become lesser. So, what do we now focus on? We shall focus on the foresight. What actually can we forecast? How can we build a better future for us chartered accountants, and how can we grow with the help of AI? And AI powered future will not only help us creating, improving our practice profession, be it job, will give us more growth, but it'll also ease out our daily life burden also, if I talk about very on a very niche level, because there's so much that we've to do. Okay. And reports are also suggesting that people who are using AI are at much ease. By using AI, I don't mean to say that you use AI just blindly, that you're using AI blindly and you're not even, proofreading things, and you're just thinking, now I've got an AI, now I've made my own software, I made my own tools, and now I can sit in Bahamas or Maldives and just enjoy and relax. That is not going to happen. If that's what you're thinking, then there is no point. Just you can do whatever you're doing already. What I mean by using AI is using AI smartly, because I think chartered accountants are the most smartest professionals, and they can use anything for their leverage. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, I truly genuinely feel that we should use artificial intelligence for the better of our profession. Speaking of better of our profession, we talk about the most complicated thing that we do, and the most, again, time consuming, apart from filings and compliances and audits, which is data analysis. Now, if we talk about data analysis, what all actually data analysis constitutes, let's talk about that. We have to collect data, we clean data, we study it, we extract meanings from it so that we can decide better. So we are actually not just looking at numbers, we are asking what's really happening, why is it happening, what's likely to happen next, and what should I do about it. I hope this is all what happens. And when we talk about very, very as low as, we have so many clients, and sometimes clients ask us, no, we've been trying so hard, and we've been trying to increase our sales, but the sales are not happening, or we have so much of stock lying down in our go down. What do we do about it? And that point of time, we can't just say that, we are only to file returns, and we are filing returns, and we just, after filing returns or at the time of finalization of accounts, we blame our clients saying that, oh, you didn't do this. It is our duty that on in real time basis, we actually create such a system that helps our client to assess what is happening in their business, and that also eases us, if we talk about. So, for example, we have a data, and that data talks about, for example, it's sales. It's a data of a sales wherein there are 5 to 6 products of a company, and there are different region wise sales happening. Take for an example of a e-commerce website. Okay, e-commerce client. Now the client wants to know that which region is giving me the most profit, or which region is giving me the most number of sales, and which is profitable, which product is profitable, which product is not profitable, and how can I actually achieve it. Traditional way says, go make an Excel, write formulas. Okay, you have a formula written, then you have to manually read it with your eyes, and you're scrolling day and night. Traditional way says that. Now the new way says that we can integrate AI. So we'll first look at what all options we have with us available in Excel. So for example, this is an Excel file that I have here with me. Okay. Now, okay, so one little update that I want to tell you is, there might be certain people who are watching this might not have Excel, this version of Excel. This is Microsoft 365, and it has Copilot inbuilt here. And there might be people who do not have this feature, and who do not want to also invest in this feature. My little recommendation is, once you explore the power of artificial intelligence, and once you explore how easy it gets on your time, and how effortless it becomes, I think you will start investing in it. Because the more we become reluctant that, no, I don't want to take a premium version, or I don't want to take a subscription, it affects the work quality as well. Then that is how the clients will also come, you know. So if you want to actually give better quality work and also get better clients, better presentable work, then in that case I genuinely feel that we take subscription of certain tools that we feel after exploring that this is actually helpful. So for example, I am somebody who has a lot of work to do with Excel or in Excel, and I manually don't want to actually invest a lot of time here. I can do what I can do is I can, I suppose most chartered accountants might be using Microsoft 365, but if not, then you can use it. It's really good. You have an inbuilt feature here of Copilot, as you can see on the right top. And here I have a data, region-wise data of sales data of a client. It's a demo data, so don't worry. Okay, now I have a Copilot feature here, and I can ask any questions. I don't need to frame a pivot table here. I don't need to draw a pivot table here. I don't need to know a lot of formulas. I don't need to know a lot of Excel also. If I don't know at this point of time, this is what artificial intelligence has given you. This is what, when we say that machines are trained and it is now available for general public, this is what it means actually. That when we talk about that what actually is happening. So for example, give me the most profitable region, for example, which is, you can actually talk. This is called vibe coding, and it is working. And it tells you show profit by region chart, for example. So you can talk to it and you can get your answers. How do I talk to it? What do I say? It is your prompting, and it is your ability and improvement. The more you talk, the more you converse, obviously the more it will help you. Just remember one thing: before using any AI tool, just redact your client's data. Redacting means hide your client's data. So it is asking, when I say here, it is also giving me a Python script. So Python script is an automation script that it gives, that you can use the script and actually automate the work that you want to do. I'm sure if somebody's done level 2 would have known this. So when you talk here to this, this Copilot here, it is not only going to tell you the solutions, it is also going to give you the step-by-step process, how you can achieve this. Next better way that you can do it is by going to this tool, another tool, because many of you keep asking us, give us tools. What are the tools that are there? Another tool is Bricks, the bricks.com. I'll show you otherwise. You can go to the bricks.com. This. Again, I'm saying redact or hide or just remove the first top line of the client wherein the client sensitive data is. Just remove it from there and then upload it. You can log in from here. I've already logged in, so it will directly log into it. I just wanted to show you how it will happen. You can log in with Google. Simple login with Google. Okay. Now you have two options. You can either upload your data or you can start from the very first. Like you can start from the basics or you can upload your data also. This will actually help you analyze your data well. So for example, I said that I want to give to my client that what is the product which is not performing, which product is my cash cow, which region is performing well, what are my key performance indicators, and I just can't tell him point blank or just give him pointers. I want in a very beautiful dashboard style or a interactive style which is readable by him also, by the client also, if I want to do that. So how can I actually achieve that? For that, I can either click on create a dashboard or start a blank file. If I start a blank file here, it's a blank Excel file. You can import the data from here. You can upload your file here. For example, if I have my file here, I can upload my file. So for example, if I upload my file, and the file is uploaded. Now it is going to give me options also, that what do I have to do with it. I want to create a dashboard, I want to sort columns, filter columns. Also, you can talk here. If you don't know what to actually, you don't remember formulas, you don't know what to do, but you can talk here and you can tell that I want these things to be sorted like this. Okay, so for example, I want January to be sorted, or I want product A to be sorted, then I want product B to be sorted, I want product A, which month actually performed really well, and product I performed well in which month, of which product is the winner. I can do that. And if I want a dashboard to be created with this, if my file is sorted, if my Excel file is completely sorted, and I want to actually create a dashboard, I can do that. Clicking a create a dashboard. So remember that you have only 20 AI messages to converse here. As I said, nothing having worth comes for free. Everything, whichever thing is, helping or solving a problem, all the AI tools, all are paid. If we are happy thinking that we are only using Chat Pro, or we are using free version of Perplexity, Claude for that matter, it is not going to actually help in the longer run. If any platform is giving us the most apt answers because it is trained well with how we have been talking with it while by prompting and all, it's better that we take a paid version after actually assessing how helpful it is. That is what I feel, because in the free version sometimes the answers are also not accurate, so you have to vouch that as well. So you can see here, it's a sales performance dashboard. So you can get a dashboard of anything that you want. Very easily you've gotten here. The lowest margin products, top products, by profit, then monthly revenue. What's the monthly revenue by product, everything in detail you've gotten here. Now, it is very easy for you also, something which has taken minutes for you. Just imagine what that used to take hours and hours. Now something which has taken minutes for you, you can easily guide your client or consult your client well in that, is what I feel. Okay, so that is your this Bricks is. You can take up a paid version as well if you feel after using it that this is helpful eventually, or you can try for a month or so, and then if you don't feel like, you can just cancel its membership. Here you have a theme style as well on the left side, which is, I have selected this subtle style. You can select energetic as well. So this will change if you want a dark style. Okay. So there's something which is upgraded version. These two are for upgraded versions. You can't take this. So this is what it is. In case of Excel, people who work a lot on Excel, obviously you have Power Query as well. You have Tableau as well. Some people use Tableau as well, Power Query. But I'm talking about purely using AI. How can we analyze data? How can we quickly, get a dashboard style analysis? This is how we can do it. And some of you must be must be into stock analysis, or must do stock analysis normally, or are into stock investing, stock trading regularly. I'm sure many of you must be trading in stocks. Okay, there also we need to analyze companies, or there also we need to analyze what are the trends, what are the performance, how's the performance going, which stock actually performed well, which stock dipped, what are the markets. For that, we can use Perplexity. Again, Keynote. People who have Airtel connection can take a pro version as well with their numbers. In your Airtel app, you can go for a pro version of Perplexity. That will give you more number of questions that you can ask with. You can chat with Perplexity and more accurate answers. As we say, that the the paid version has better answers, obviously, and better solutions. So when we talk about analytics, and when we talk about if you want to analyze a stock, we can use Perplexity's feature here on the left side. If we come to perplexity.ai, this is the site's name, perplexity.ai. I'm sure many people must be using. And on the left side, we have finance feature here. Left side. And here you have many things that you can actually go through. Screener is also available. So Screener, many people who trade in stocks, they want to know anything and they want to assess stocks and the gaps in trends. They use Screener. They want to know about a company's particular standing. So they use Screener. So you can access it from here as well. So for example, I want to go for stock analysis. This is purely for people who invest in stocks or trade. So since I've selected company यहाँ पे on the left side US markets, which is why it is giving me option for US markets, and I'm sure in the paid version it'll give you options for other countries as well. Okay, now crypto. If you're somebody who's into crypto, you can have. Oh, okay. Here you have Indian market as well. So if you're somebody who's into crypto, can access crypto from here. Your earnings, calendar, screener, watch list. So you can have your own project also here where you can create a particular project and you can actually assess and look for every day that how is your stock performing, how's your company performing per se. Okay, this is one tool which is great. After the breaks that we've covered in Excel, you have a feature of Copilot that you used earlier. Chat GPT was also there in Excel, but something amiss has happened, so which is why Chat GPT in my add-in is not coming. So Chat GPT was also there, which used to give you formulas also. If you would ask for formulas, the Chat GPT would give you formulas. Now we'll come to our, I have saved the best thing for the last, which is one basic question or one basic requirement that everybody comes to a chartered accountant for, which is we want funds. Please get us funding. And whatever might be the case, but get us funding. And for that funding to actually happen, we need to assess the case, we read the case, we read the file, and we work a lot. The very difficult part comes the project report. Earlier traditional method says that you have a saved template in our Excel and in our folders, and we use the saved template. We just change figures, but still for changing those figures, we need to research a bit because not every time a similar kind of client comes. Now, what to do in that case? What we can do is just by talking to our AI tool, just by vibe coding, we can create a web application, or we can create such a file for us in which every time we talk to it, every time we feed a new client's data, it automatically pulls industry standards also for us, and it makes project report for you, so that you don't have to manually create write formulas and manually tell, and then trend analysis also you have to do. It all does that for you. So what I do is I log into Claude AI. You can just go to Claude AI. Again, one keynote: Claude AI will not going to take longer prompts. If it's a free version, mine is a paid version. If you take longer prompts and if you give longer prompts to Claude, what will happen is it will hang and it will not give you answers. Okay, so the better thing is that what you can do is that you can give shorter prompts and then it give iterative prompting. Iterative prompting means whenever it gives you a solution, gives you a dash, what you can do is you can give it a prompt again that correct this for me or add this feature. That's what you can do. So I have asked in the new chat, I have asked it to create a project report dashboard so that it gives me, so that I have this tool with me anytime available offline, available from anywhere. I can also open it from my phone, and anytime a client comes to me, most of my time is not wasted or invested into actually writing the project report or just sitting into juggling with the project report. It is also beneficial when a client comes on board and we have to the client is on a retainer basis and we have the entire work of the client. So it is also helpful then that we carve out a business plan from day one and we have everything in a dashboard style for that client. These tools really help in that case. So I have given a prompt which is a very very big prompt, but I have given it in small pieces, which says that create an HTML based interactive artifact dashboard for creating a project report of a client in which there are preset columns And we only have to fill client data in the locally available file. So here is the key, locally available file, so that the data doesn't go online. Otherwise, there is no point. If the data goes online, then I can any day go to ChatGPT and get it done. Yes, you can go to ChatGPT and get it done, but then it will not be interactive and the dashboard style will not come. So Claude is really great for dashboard style. Also, this HTML file shall be openable from anywhere. It shall open from anywhere, and after filling the data, it shall give an option to download either in PDF or Word. Remember, since it is a project report, all calculations it shall be able to make basis the requirement and cost of project and means of finance. All ratios it shall calculate automatically as per industry standards, giving an option to the user for rate of profit and ideal ratios. This is my requirement. So for example, this is like you're talking to a developer to make a tool for you, make a calculator for you, for example, in a very basic language. If I say, I have given contents as well. These shall be the contents: heading, name of the project, promoter name, constitution, nature of business, objectives of the project, market potential and demand, competitive advantage of the project, manufacturing operation process, loan requirement and purpose, means of finance, and all of these things. Okay, it's a very long prompt. I just want to also highlight something before I show you what the dashboard looks like. I want to tell you something that just remember, whenever we give a prompt is extremely important. The first prompt is extremely important. If the base is not right, then it is going to go haywire. So we need to understand the prompt has to be very apt. Okay, so it took me so many prompts to actually improve this dashboard, and I'll tell you what the final look is like. Just I've made two versions, one online and one offline. So I'll give you a glimpse of how powerful it is and what it can do for you. So this is the report dashboard. Okay. From here, beginning here, you can give clients details, client name, company name, project name, what is the business type and industry. I have particularly asked it to give me a drop-down list. Rice milling, wheat flour milling. And trust me, this is made only by giving these prompts. You can see here. It is made only by giving these prompts. Okay, so come here again, select your business types, and these are the business types. It might be possible that some of the products or business types or nature of business might not be here, but then that is how we have to update it. Okay, this actually how it helps us is that once this is made, then or every time that we have to do is that we have to just upload a file, either write it down in this manually, that we can do, or what we can do is we can also upload our file in this. Project specification. What is the project type? Is it a new setup, expansion, modernization, diversification? What is the implementation period? When was the project started? What is the completion date expected? Production capacity, capacity utilization. There is a possibility that some things don't apply. We can totally leave it. Then fixed capital cost. We can also add items here: working capital, total project cost. If we want to add something here, we can add. Then what's the means of finance? Sources of finance: promoters equity, term loan from bank, unsecured loans. This is a prototype which is being shown to you. This is not a proper tool to tell you that. This is a prototype that you can actually achieve by prompting with Claude. You give a prompt and then you can achieve this. In a free version, there might be glitches, and in a free version, the smarter way to do is give shorter prompts. Assumptions and ratios. What are the financial assumptions? Then industry standard ratio. How is it actually taking industry standard? Because I have given it a prompt that you have to take the industry standard ratios of published documents of audited financials of these listed companies. From there, you have to take industry standards, and then we'll compare. Then financial analysis. This is how it is going to give you financial analysis. Then what is the 5-year projections? We can add our revenue items here, 5-year projections, because that is what usually banks also demand us. It is in such a impressive way. And then lastly, summary report. Just by giving that prompt, you can all get it, and it is an HTML file. You get it here, And all you have to do is, wait. You get it here, and all you have to do is you have to just download it from here. Download. That's it. Download, and an HTML file will come to your, will save in your folder wherever you want it to be. Okay. Like in my case, it's here. And when you open it, it'll be open from anywhere. And if you want, you can open it from your phone also. There are certain limitations in phone, obviously, but you can open it. And later on, what you this dashboard is actually good. What you can build for yourself. This is a glimpse of what you can build for yourself. You can identify your problem and you can make something like this for yourself, for your firm. If in midway something happens, and then if in midway you face a problem, or you have to go somewhere, what to do? All my work saved will go? No, you can save to file. So for example, I saved a client's work here, and it is here, grocery store project data for dashboard. Okay, I saved it here. Then I can load from file. It gives you an option to load. So for example, okay. So I showed you an empty file in the beginning. Now you have a client information field here. All you have to do is that these 5-year projections, because somewhere you have to put a manual intervention, I'd say. If you completely hang it all, completely on this, dependent upon this, there might be certain problems. But you can start with this, as basic as this, you can start with. And I'll show you a version of which is okay, fine. Yeah, this is the version. So here you can upload, and here you can add revenue items, cost of production, utilities and power costs, whatever you want to add. If you want to add one more column, you can add another column here, and you can generate your summary. So abhi, for example, I did not give my projections, and I just want to generate a summary. I can still generate a summary. Refresh report we'll do. Okay. It has given me these details. This is the summary report. And the best part is that you can also download it as Word. If you want to change it, you can give an option of download it as Excel, and you can also download as PDF. So this is how actually you can use AI for analysis. While talking only, we have achieved so many things within 1 hour. Imagine if you do regularly work on such things. So much time do you have to actually grow your productivity and grow your profession, is what I'll say. And as chartered accountants, it is the need of hour. If we don't take a call today, we will be, in no time, be outdated. It is extremely important. So before closing, I will just recollect all the tools that we used. We used Claude AI, wherein we could make our project report dashboard. And it is also good for your basic calculations also, if you want to make certain financial forecasting, cash flow forecasting you have to do. You can use any platforms. You can use Claude AI or the Bricks also. Google Looker Studio is also great. Then there is Perplexity, and yeah, that's it. So obviously it'll benefit you, because there is time efficiency. Any day there is time efficiency. At one point you're telling your article something, and on the other hand you're telling your tool something, or you're training your tool, or you're talking to your AI as your article or an agent. It is not going to leave you as long as it is also getting paid. Okay, you get premium fees. Better the projections, better the presentations, better is the payment. Obviously, when we provide something like this to our client also thinks that, okay, something beyond filing is happening. Okay, so you have to, a simple roadmap. How can we achieve it? First, write down your problems. That is the most important. I tell this in every webinar, every session, that you need to write down your problem. You need to identify your problem. These are my problems. These might not be your problems, but you need to identify what your problem is, and can AI solve these problems? 2 questions. If you have an answer, to the question, very basic, that am I actually facing manual repetitive tasks, and I'm so doomed in those tasks that I'm not able to do better productive things, then AI might be your solution. You need to start exploring. Start with basic Chat GPT, Claude, Perplexity, Copilot, Grok. Start with basic free versions, and once you're versed with who is understanding you more, you can choose one platform for a better paid version. Because believe it or not, subscriptions are only going to take us further. Better, fewer subscriptions. Yes, keep in mind clients' privacy. Keep in mind your privacy also. We do not have to blindly upload clients' data. We have to redact or remove all that data which is sensitive for our client. Only general information we can upload and get a dashboard, and then we can later on update the information also. Okay, the next step is become a fintech professional. When we talk about foresight, when we talk about chartered accountants doing data analysis, it is important, it is time that we start become tech savvy also. We start using technology, because all we need to do is give a prompt and make it understand our problem. And we should also know a solution. If we do not know the solution, then the answers might come hallucinated, and we might get distracted. So that is how these steps are. Identify a problem, then look in the problem, use a tool, explore, and daily give time to your tool. If you want to make a library, you can use Notebook LM for that. That is also great. Just work on it. That is what it is. Is my client data secure with AI tools when you take paid version? Obviously, yes. It trains on your data, just remember. So switch that off before, switch that feature off before you enter, before you start talking or start giving prompts to your tool. Do I need coding or programming skills? Not at all. We've just seen, if we want up any dashboard or any application we want to get made, we can easily get made today just by vibe coding. What if the AI makes mistakes or error? Yes, AI will make mistakes. You have to verify. Will AI eventually replace chartered accountants? No, never. But you might be lagged behind if you don't. Is AI too expensive? I think if we start small, $20. Some tools are $20 for that matter, and I think once we go out, that is our table bill only. Once we go out and party or have dinner or lunch with our friends, so I feel we can invest that much on ourselves. So yes, that is the key takeaway for today's session, that AI will definitely enhance our professional value and is never going to replace us. Start providing good quality work to our clients using these tools, so that we have more time to do more productive work. With that, thank you so much. I conclude, and this is my number. You can scan this code and get in touch with me. If you have any questions, you can ask questions. And if you want to know further about how to actually make a dashboard or application, or how do I actually vibe code, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. Also, you can personally message me on WhatsApp as well. Or if you want to get a file, this dashboard file only, you can also contact me for that. But that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. There is one or two questions. I will brief you out. There is one question.
Yeah.
I have Office 365 with ChatGPT. If I use ChatGPT, is my information goes to public?
Whenever you're using any AI tool embedded, see, it doesn't go to public. They use your information to train their data. Just look at it like that. Whenever, if you've seen, we use certain websites and we ask for example, DSC, suddenly we start getting messages on DSC that if you need any digital signature, that is what happens. They actually sell your data or train on your data. That's what they do. This happens. This definitely happens. So you have to be a little aware that you use a premium version, because then they are SOC compliant, they are HIPAA compliant. Now DPDP Act is also coming, so they are compliant. The chances of getting your data getting leaked are lesser, but then still be careful. We again say that do not take any risk at all, which is why when uploading at Bricks also, I did not mention my client's information anywhere. I just mentioned products and month and figures.
Thank you. And there's one more question. By using AI, do I replace the human intelligence, like staffs and clerks and other people?
See, I think in near future, what will happen is you can replace a few people who are not adding much value, but you need people to actually do that manual work. You can automate. So, for example, there are certain staff and certain clerks in our office which do the, they're arranging the files, for example, for that matter, or they are not doing anything but just, for example, typing or downloading files and then making a synopsis of certain things, for example. That sort of work which is repetitive, which doesn't actually apply a lot of brains, which doesn't require application of brains, would be removed. If I say that complete staff will be removed, that is not going to happen. That is all a facade. You will still need more people, because then you will be able to get more work and more skilled staff, as we say. Even chartered accountants in near future would be required to have such skills, because companies have started hiring such chartered accountants who have AI enabled experiences and learnings.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a very value-driven session. I hope this will help us in managing our office and doing work in a better way. It was a very good session. So thank you for your
Thank you so much.
information.
Thank you.
Now we move to our second session. Our speaker is Rohit Jain, and the second session is recent amendments in GST 9 and 9C. And I'll brief you some information about Rohit Jain, sir. He's a qualified CA with over 19 years of post-qualification experience in direct and indirect taxation, internal and management audits, investigations, assignments, business process reviews, MIS design, legal framework, and development of SOPs and accounting manuals for reputed listed and unlisted companies. He has worked with leading organizations as assets management manager in internal audit service and finance, and as executive officer in portfolio management services. He's a certified GST trainer and has handled assignments across diverse industries with strong expertise in evaluating internal controls and operational effectiveness. He has been practicing in Jodhpur, Rajasthan for the last 15 years, focusing on direct and indirect taxation and offering comprehensive professional advisory services. So, sir, we'll like to hear a good session from you. And it is a very informative thing right now. It is very helpful for people doing work in GST. So please enlighten us.
I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Indeed, Ishanji, thank you so much for introducing me. And I'm really thankful to CP committee, and Chairman, Shri Satish Kumar Gupta ji, and Vice Chairman Vishnu Kumar Agarwal ji for giving me this opportunity. And I really thank Priya Sharma ji for giving us the insight into AI domain. We are looking, as a CA, we always look forward for improvements and suggestions. So this AI will certainly help us in growing ourselves and for betterment of our clients. Thank you so much, Priya Sharma ji, once again. And I'm this month will be very crucial for all GST professionals, being we have to file 99C for all our clients who are above 2 crore and 9C for clients more than 5 crore. Let me take you to the slide. See, we all know annual return is given by section 44, where it talks about who has to file, what time everyone has to file, which form we have to use, in which manner we have to present our annual returns for GSTR 99C. So this section 44 has given few exceptions where few taxpayer does not have to file their 9, where if they have opted for composition schemes, if they are casual taxable person, if they are ISAD, input service distributors, if they are non-resident taxable person, and persons having TDS under section 51, paying TDS under Section 51 and person collecting TCS under Section 52 of CGST Act. As we all know, there were 3 forms. Initially, there were 4 forms. GST 9 is still there. Everyone has to file whose turnover is more than 2 crore. And we have to look based on their PAN number. GST 9A was removed. Now every composition taxable person has to file GSTR 4 instead. GSTR 9B has also been removed. Now 9C is to be filed by every taxpayer who is having turnover more than 2 crore. White Notification 15/2025 dated 17 September 2025. We have got this exemption where any taxpayer whose turnover is below 2 crore does not have to file GSTR 9. And he has an option to file 9C if he requires. There are 4 things which we have got from the notification 13/2025 dated 17 September 2025. There are some changes in tables wherein few entries are added in the tables. There are some changes in notifications attached to the tables. Kind of instructions given below GSTR 9 and 9C. There are some changes in those instructions. First of all, we'll see what is continued in GSTR 9 from the past year. Table 4, as we all know, is for taxable turnovers. There is no change in taxable turnover table except one entry has been added, which we will look at later in the slide. Important point to understand and we all know that you cannot claim any fresh ITC in this GSTR 9. But we can always declare additional liability through GSTR 9. That window is still open. We can declare any additional liability through GSTR 9 and Table 4. Table 5 is for exempt supplies. So again, last year there was a change. We have to bifurcate between non-GST supplies and exempt and nil-rated supplies. Again, this year this clause has been the same. We have to bifurcate only non-GST supply and exempt supply. We can put exempt and nil-rated in the same column. So instruction for table number 5H. Again, this 5H is for credit notes. You can show credit notes separately, or you can show net of credit notes in your table 5A to 5F. This option is still there. You can either show as a cumulative, as a net effect of the figure, or you may show the complete figure in table 5A, 5 to 5H, 5F, and then amendments in 5H, like credit notes and debit notes in 5H and 5I. For instruction number 5J and 5K, again, the option is there, either to amend, to show it as net off, or maybe show it as gross and net, or reversals. For instruction for table number 6B, again this option has been given where we have to if you see the table, we can see 3 columns: capital inputs, input services, and capital goods. Again, this year we have to show capital goods separately, and input services can be clubbed together and can be shown together. This option is still with us to bifurcate capital goods and other than capital goods. So we can put everything in input column. This instruction is similar for table 6C, 6D as well. Now now we have come to table 15. Table 15 is for showing your refund claim, sanctioned, rejected, and pending processing for processing. But again, this is an optional table given to us. We have option to file it, or we have option not to file it. For table number 15, this E, F, and G belongs to any demand which has been raised by any adjudicatory authority, we have option to show it or not. We have option not to file this table. 16A is for supply received from compulsion taxpayers. This table is again optional. Any registered person shall have an option to file this table or not. 16B, as we all know, is for all deemed supplies from the principal to job worker. Again, this table is optional. 16C is for sending goods on approval basis, and if they don't come within 180 days, then we have to bill it to our clients. Again, this option, this information, we have an option to show it or not. So this is again an optional table continued from last year. Table 18 is for inward HSN wise inward supplies. This again is an optional table. We can file it, or we have option not to file this table. Now there are some changes in table itself. This change is very important for all of us. With regard to this, GSTN has issued some FAQs, which is very critical for all of us to understand, so that we can plan, prepare, and summarize our GSTR 9 and 9C according to that. So that FAQ I've taken up in my slides. Later in the slides we will see. So in table 6, there are two columns being added. One is A1, 6A1 and 6A2. Table 6, we all know that this belongs to inputs that we have taken in GSTR 3B. So this table 6A1 belongs to ITC of preceding financial year availed in financial year other than the ITC reclaimed under Rule 37, Rule 37A. Suppose any ITC which we have claimed in 23-24 and reversed in 23-24 and reclaimed in 24-25, then this figure has to be shown here. Or any ITC which we have not taken in previous year, we can show it in current year in this table A1, as if this belongs to preceding financial year. So after deducting 6A minus A1, we get net ITC for the financial year, which means we get ITC which is belonging to financial year 24-25. Now table 6H has been amended. Now the word other than B has been removed here. So 6H is very relevant for all of us, because to reclaim any ITC, we have to show this figure here. Suppose we have, I'll just take an example. In April, we have got one invoice. April 2024, I've got one invoice. Because of section 16.2 compliance, I could not take that input. So I've reversed it. So if I see GSTR 3B, if we see GSTR 3B, I will show 4A5. I will show, suppose 100 rupees is the IGST amount. I will show 4A5 as 100 rupees. Then I will reverse it in 4B2 as 100, because I have not complied with section 16.2. That's why I am going to temporarily reverse it through 4B2. So in that case, if I take back that input again, whenever I got the opportunity and I've got the compliance of section 16.2, I can reclaim through this 6H. So 4A5, again I will show 100 rupees as reclaim figure. Then in presentation of 9, I will show that first 100 I will show it in 6B and reversal I will show in 7H. Then again, if I am eligible to that reclaim that figure, then I will show it in 6H. So there is a slight change in 6M, which says ITC availed through ITC 01, ITC 02, ITC 02A. As we all know, ITC 01 is for reclaiming any ITC. When you registered for the first time, you can claim your ITC of your stocks lying with you. ITC 0 is for transfer of any ITC from one entity to another. ITC 02A is when you have multiple places of business within a state and you're trying to transfer your unutilized ITC from one registered person to another registered entity of yours. So this ITC 02A has been filed. So this clause has been amended with the words ITC availed through ITC 01, ITC 02 and ITC 02A. Again, as we all know, table 7 is for reversals. there is an important change. Till last year, we had this opportunity to put every figure in one column 7H. Now we have to bifurcate all based on their remarks. 7A is for rule 37, 7A1 is for rule 37A, A2 is for rule 38, and so on, 17.5 and others. So we have to carefully bifurcate all reversals in respective columns. We cannot club it, we cannot throw it in 7H now. So that thing we should take care. And again, rule 37, as we all know, is for reversal of ITC when you don't pay your supplier within 180 days from the date of purchase. 37 rule 37A is when your supplier has not filed his GSTR 3B for that financial year till the specified date, which is 30th of September. You have an option to reverse that ITC by 30th of November. Rule 38 is for banks where they have option to claim 50% of eligible ITC and reject 50% of their eligible ITC. They have an option to claim. Now come to table 8. Table 8 is for reconciliation of GSTR 2B. We will discuss GSTR 2B details again later in the slides. Now for the time being, we have to see there is a change in words. Now previously it was ITC as per sum total of 6B and 6H above. Now it has been changed to ITC as per 6B only. So we have to keep in mind there is no 6H now. The reclaim figure, 6H is now for reclaimed figures. So 6B is the ITC which we have claimed for the first time. In table 8 itself, there are two more changes regarding import of goods. The two column has been added. 8H talks about IGST credit availed on import of goods in the financial year. H1 talks about IGST credit availed on import of goods in the next financial year. Suppose you have made the payment of import of goods, but you have not claimed ITC of that import of goods and you have claimed in the next year, then you have to show it in H1. This column has been added. In table 9, we as we all know, it talks about details of tax paid as declared in return. Now the two columns has been added. So this is just for the presentation. We have nothing to do with it. But two columns which are added are total tax paid and the difference tax payable and paid. In table 9, we all know that tax payable amount is still editable. All other fields are non-editable now. Tax payable can be editable. Again, if any figure from GSTR 3B is negative, then here it will show as 0. Otherwise, it will show a positive figure all the time. Table 10, 11, 12, 13 talks about any ITC you have declared through 3B of the next year, and any ITC which you have claimed in the current year, which you have claimed through return GSTR 3B in the next year, you can show it here. So only there are change in wordings, rest is all same. The only thing we have to keep in mind is previously we can net off inputs, we can show one figure netting off what we have taken and what we have reversed. Now we have to separately show it here in table 12 and table 13. Table 10 and 11 talks about tax liabilities, whether we have increased any tax liability, where we have reduced any tax liability in the next year belonging to the current financial year. Table 14, as we all know, is the differential tax paid on account of declaration in 10 and 11 above. Only difference column has been added, nothing much. In section for GST 9 amended. So there are some amendments in section. When you open GSTR 9 template, you will see some instructions at the end of it, which is very useful for everyone to understand, because that is the crux and that is the guiding force for all of us to file correctly. Only in terms input tax rate has been inserted, there is nothing much. Again, this 2A. In the table, again, serial number 4, 5, 6, and 7, the taxpayer shall report the value pertaining to financial year only for which annual return is being filed. Very critical. any ITC which is belonging to previous year has to be excluded, if otherwise required to be reported. That is very important thing we have to keep in mind. The only thing you have to keep in mind, whatever ITC belonging to 24-25 has to be reported. If something has to be reported from past previous years, then there has to be a specific rule or section to it. Then only you can report in your 99C. In table 5, in table number 6A, total input credit availed in table 4A of form GSTR 3B for the financial year would be auto-populated here. The word taxpayer has been removed and now the financial year has been replaced. 6B. This is very critical. 6B is very important for all of us to understand thoroughly. This will be the basis for all our workings. Table 6B to report only for the first time credit which we have taken. Suppose I'll just take an example again, the same example, 100 rupees the IGST. April 2024, I got one invoice of 100 rupees as the IGST. And because of section 16.2, I could not claim it and I will reverse it in table 7. And I reclaim it later on in the same year, then I have to show it in 6H. So any ITC which I have claimed in my GSTR 3B, I have to report it here. Suppose I'll take one more example. If any ITC, suppose March 2025, I've got one invoice because of section 16.2 and because the supplier has not filed his GSTR 1, it was not showing in my 2B, so I could not take ITC at the first instance and I could not reverse it. So that ITC I have to report in my table 13. That will not report in 6B because I have not claimed in my 3B. I have not reversed in my 3B. It was first claimed in financial year 25-26. So that ITC I have to report in my table 13. If I have already claimed once in 3B and reversed it because of some reasons and I have reclaimed it, then 6B has to be reported for the first time which we have claimed. So anything which we have not claimed in my 3B and claimed in the next year within the time frame, then only I will show it in my table 13. 6H. This is again very important table for all of us to understand. It talks about aggregate value of input tax credit availed, reversed and reclaimed under the provisions of this act shall be declared here. Any ITC which you have taken in your 3B for financial year 24-25 and you have reversed it and you have reclaimed it because of any rule 37, rule 37A or otherwise because of the compliance of section 16.2 you have reclaimed it, then you have to show it in 6H. This is very critical for all of us to understand the difference between 6B and 6H. 6B talks about first time taking of any credit through 3B which is appearing in 2B. If any ITC which you have not claimed in your 3B, you have not reclaimed it, then you have to directly show it in your table 13. 6J. The difference between the total amount of input tax credit availed through form GSTR 3B and input tax credit declared in rule P2H. It talks about suppose 6A is the total amount which we receive through GSTR 3B. When we bifurcate between B to H, 6J will give us the difference. This ideally should be 0. Most of the case it should be 0. If it is not 0, you have to go back and check again where you have went wrong. This should ideally be 0. Instructions for table number 8B. Again, we have seen in the table 6B has been amended where only the table figures from 6B will be auto-populated in 8B. Instructions for table number 8H, the input tax credit availed in the financial years as declared in table 6E shall be auto-populated here. This, again, we have seen in the past, this talks about imported goods. Any tax paid on imported goods. There is no change in table 10, 11, 12, 13. Only the wordings has been revised. Otherwise, the meaning is same. As we have already discussed, we have to separately show figures of table 10, 11, 12, 13. Previously, we could in the last previous years we had an option to net off the figures, but in the current year we have to show it separately. Instruction for table number 12 for financial year 23-24. The aggregate value of a reversal of ITC which was availed in previous financial was reversed. This we have already discussed. The table has been made mandatory. Table 12 and 13 has been made mandatory now. Instructions for filing DRC 03. Now the word has electronic credit ledger has been added, where you can pay your liabilities through your cash ledger or your credit ledger. Instructions for GSTR 9 new. This new means new table has been inserted in 9 or 9C. So this table number 6A1 has been added, which talks about any ITC belonging to previous year has been taken in the current year. You have to show it here. So I'll just read out ITC in respect of preceding financial year, but availed through Form 3B of April to October of the financial year for which annual return is furnished. Filed till 30th September of the financial year for which annual return is furnished and included in auto-populated value in table 6A above should be declared here. First term ITC, any first term ITC which I have claimed in the current year 24-25 belongs to financial year 23-24 has to be reported in 6A1. Mind you, if I reclaimed any ITC of the previous year because of rule 37 or 37A, I have to report in my 6H. I don't have to show it in 6A1 here. This we have discussed. 6M has been substituted with few words. Instruction for table number 7A to 7H. We all know 7A belongs to rules 37, 7 and onwards, rule 37, 37, 38, 39, 42, 43. Reversals in respect of ITC. All rows of table number 7 are now made mandatory. This we have discussed in the past. Import of goods, any input tax rate on import of goods has been bifurcated in two parts. One, we have claimed in the current financial year, and second, we have claimed in the next financial year. So this has been reported, added in table 8H now as AH1. Something has been removed here. Previously, we have seen import of goods in table 6E. We had three options: inputs, capital goods, and input services. Now input services has been removed from here because there is no involvement of input service in import of goods. So that's why they have amended this table. Changes made in annual return 9C. Now we have come to 9C, where few line items has been added for some reason. I will discuss this. As we all know, table 5 is for reconciliation of turnover. Table 7 is for reconciliation of taxable turnover. So in taxable turnover, table 7 D1 has been added. Supplies on which tax is to be paid by e-commerce operator as per subsection 5 of section 9 has been added, newly added. Where your tax is paid by e-commerce operator, you have to show it here. Generally, in case of restaurants, this happens where the tax has been paid by the e-commerce operators. Again, a column has been added where e-commerce operator has to show the taxable value and the tax paid on behalf of the supplies on which e-commerce operator is required to pay tax as per section 9(5). So they have to show their liability here. E-commerce operator has to show their liability here. Again, table 11 has been amended to include supplies on which e-commerce operator is required to pay tax as per subsection 9 of subsection 5 of section 9. This has been added. Again, the same thing has been added in table 11, part 5. Late fee. This table was there, but now late fee will be payable as per section 47.2. 47.2 talks about where you have filed your 9 and you have not filed your 9C. Then from the date and due date or the date of filing, whichever is later, it will auto calculate the late fee. Suppose you have already filed your 9 within the time limit, but you have not filed your 9C. I'll just take an example. The due date is now 31st December. Suppose somebody has filed his 9 on 30th of December, but fails to file his 9C, and subsequently in January, by 10th of January, he has filed his 9C. Then system will calculate 10 days late fee from 1st to 10th of January. Even though you have filed your 9, still system will calculate late fee for those 10 days. This we have already discussed that DRC 03 has been amended to include any payment can be made through electronic cash ledger or credit ledger. FAQs. These are really important. FAQs issued by GSTN. Everyone has to go through this FAQs before taking up any assignment. First FAQ question is whether my GST 9C will be enabled if I don't file my 1 or 3B. Will it be enabled? No, it will not be enabled. It will be enabled only when you file all your due tax returns for that financial year 24-25. Then only it will be enabled, because all table 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures are auto-populated through 1 and 3B. 8 is auto-populated from 2B, but for table 4, 5, 6 and 7, it is auto-populated through 1 and 3B. Second question is, I'll take third is second I've already answered. Is there an impact of GST 9 due to action taken on IMS dashboard? See, as we all know, IMS is for filing my GSTR 3B and it belongs to my ITC. And we have already discussed that GSTR 3B has been filed. So the question of IMS has already been taken care at the time of filing 3B. So there is no direct impact on GSTR 9. Only thing we have to see my 3B before filing my 9. Will the supplies amended through GSTR 1A will be considered for the population of value in table 4 and 5? Yes, this will be taken care by 9. Which value is auto-populated in tax payable in table 9 of GSTR 9 for financial year 24-25 as negative liability tables has been inserted in GSTR 3B? As we all know, 3B now accepts negative figures, but for reporting in table 9 of GSTR 9, there can be two situations. First is, if there is a positive figure, it will show the positive figure. If for some reason there is a negative figure, the 9 will show 0. It will show as nil. Again, we all know tax payable table can be amended. We can amend as per our requirement. Now the table 12 in GSTR 9, we can download this template of HSN and we can incorporate changes and import it again. This facility has been given through GSTR 9. Whether concession rate of tax of 65% has been omitted? Yes, it has been omitted. So that's why in the current financial year 24-25, this has been removed from table 17 and 18. This we have already discussed, that calculation of 9C, late fee for calculation of 9C is been enabled now. The late fee shall be levied for the period starting from the due date of furnishing the annual return till the date of filing of GSTR 9 for annual return. The late fee for 9C will be calculated from the date of filing of GSTR 9 or due date of filing of annual return, whichever is later, till the filing of GSTR 9C, which we have already taken up this with example of 10th of January, where we have to pay late fee for 10 days. In this example, the 7 days is there. 9C has been furnished on 7th of January. So the 7 days date fee is for calculated for 7 days. Now, this is very critical for all of us to understand how to present 6A1, 6H, 6B, and what will the impact be on table 8D and 8C. So we'll take up one by one. What is table 6A1 and which amount is required to be reported? See, we have already discussed this. 6A1 belongs to ITC of previous financial year 22, 23, 24, claimed by the recipient in the current financial year. Till the specified date, we all know 30th November is the specified date, and it also includes in table 6A of GST 9. This second, however, any ITC pertaining to financial year 23-24 or any other preceding financial year which has been reclaimed during current financial year on account of Rule 37, 37A will not be reported in table 6A1 of GSTR 9. This we have already discussed. Any reclaimed ITC has to be shown in 6H, not in 6A1, because at the time of filing of GSTR 3B of financial year 23-24, we have already claimed in 6B and reversed to 7H. This was already reported. So if we claim because of Rule 37 and 37A, then we have to report in 6H, not in 6A1. So again, next we'll take next ITC pertaining to preceding financial year 23-24, which has been reclaimed in this financial year 24-25 for any reason other than Rule 37-37A, should be reported in table 6A1, as this ITC is also included in table 6A above. This we have discussed. If any ITC which has been reclaimed other than because of Rule 37-37A, this has to be reported here. We'll take this example. If any ITC pertaining to preceding financial year 23-24 was claimed and reversed in the preceding financial year 23-24, but reclaimed because of other than Rule 37-37A, like circular number 170, in the current financial year till the specified time period, then such reclaimed ITC is to be reported in table 6A1. We have to exclude that ITC from table 6A1. It will also not come in 6H. This is the ITC which we have claimed in preceding year and reversed in the preceding year because other than the Rule 37-37A. This is not the reclaimed ITC because of Rule 37-37A. That's why we are excluding it from 6A1. Next example, if any ITC pertaining to preceding financial year 23-24 was claimed and reversed in preceding financial year 23-24 but reclaimed due to Rule 37-37A in the current financial year 24-25, then such reclaimed ITC should not be reported in table 6A1 of GSTR 9 for financial year 24-25. This needs to be reported in table 6H of GSTR 9 for financial year 24-25. This we have to keep in mind. If it belongs to Rule 37-37A and it belongs to previous year, then we have to show it in 6H. Now we take this next point. Table 6A of GSTR 9 is auto-populated from table 4A. As we all know, 3B, we have already know how 3B is filed. 3B has table 4, which talks about ITC. 4A1 talks about import of goods and import of services, then RCM, then ISD, and then any other ITC. So this 6A will be auto-populated from table 4A, entire table, 4A 1 to 5. Import of goods, import of services, RCM, ISD, and any other ITC. Then we have to bifurcate between 6B to H. So therefore, in the given case, this amount will appear twice in table 6A of GSTR 9. That is, once for claiming and second for reclaimed amount. In such case, these three events should be reported as below. First, since we have claimed this ITC for the first time, then I have to show it in my table 6B. Because I have reversed this ITC, I have to show in my table 7. I have reclaimed it, then I have to show it in my 6H. We'll take this example. Mr. A has claimed rupees 100 in the month of April 24. This example we have already taken up, where I have taken one invoice of April, and I reversed the same in the October 2024 due to non-payment to supplier within 180 days because of Rule 37. The same has been reclaimed in March 25. So first, because it is an original claim, I have to show it in my 6B, table 6B. I have to reverse because of Rule 37 through table 7A of GSTR 9. I have to reclaim through table 6H of GSTR 9. These three things we have to do. Otherwise, if we don't do this, 6B will be auto-populated with 200 rupees. We have to bifurcate. We have to reduce 100 rupees from 6B and put it in 6H because this 100 rupees is reclaim figure. Again, we take example second. Mr. A has claimed 100 rupees in the month of April 2024 and reversed the same in April 24 due to non-receipt of goods as per circular. The same has been reclaimed in May 24 as good has been received on 4th May. The reporting will be same table 6B, table 7H and table 6H because we have reclaimed it. How the value of ITC will be reported? If ITC pertaining to financial year 24-25 has been claimed, reversed in 24-25 and reclaimed in 25-26. Suppose in the next year we have reclaimed it. How to report this thing, these scenarios? Table 6A of GSTR 9 is auto-populated from table 4A. This we have discussed. As ITC was claimed and reversed in the financial year 24-25 itself, then it will be reported in table 6B and reversed in 7H. So there will be no reporting of 6H in this case because the reclaimed is happening in the financial year 25-26. So this only two things we have to report. One is table in the table 6B and reversal in the table 7, depending upon the kind of reversal that we are doing. And reclaim will happen in table. Reclaim will be reclaim figure is in 25-26. Then we don't have to show it in 6H here. How the value of ITC will be reported if the ITC pertaining to financial year 24-25 has been claimed, reversed in financial year 24-25 and reclaimed in 25-26. The same example is there. If any ITC of current financial year 24-25 was claimed and reversed in the financial year 24-25 but reclaimed due to Rule 37-37A in the next financial year, then such ITC will be reported in table 9 as under. Original claim will always report in 6B. Reversal of same shall be reported in table 7A or 7A1 depending upon Rule 37 or Rule 37A. Reclaim shall not be reported in table 8C and 13 of GSTR 9. Reclaim shall be reported in table 6H of GSTR 9 of 25-26. Since we have claimed this ITC in 24-25, though we have reversed, but because we have originally claimed in 24-25, this will be part of 6B, right? And we don't have to show this in 8C or 13. Why? Because we have originally claimed in 24-25. Subsequent claiming will not impact my 6B and also my 8B, which are correlated. 8B will derive its value from 6B only. So 6B is for original claim. This we have to keep in mind. Any doubt you have in mind, just think about it. At what time we have claimed it, in which year we have claimed it in 3B first. And subsequently, if we claim it, then based on the scenario, we will show it here. So 8B is related to 6B and table 8 will be compared with table 2B from the table 2B. From table 2B. So we have to show according to that. It will not show in table 8C and 13 of GSTR 9 for financial year 24-25. Whether there are any changes in reporting for table 6M, no, there are changes in wordings only, and it has been in line with the notification and ITC that instruction. As per the instruction, they have changed ITC 01, 02, 02 as to reported. What is the table 8A of GSTR 9? This is very critical to understand table 8A. How the values are deriving, how the figures are deriving in table 8A. As we all know, from 2017 till March 23, we used to reconcile table 2A, GSTR 2A figures. Last year, it was changed to GSTR 2B. And again in current year, though it is appearing GSTR 2B, but it will derive values for invoice pertaining to 24-25. I'll just take an example. My supplier X has reported his invoice of April 24 in April 24. It will be part of my GSTR 2B. Suppose my Y supplier has shown his outward supply in May 25 next year. Again, it will show in my GSTR 2B. This is, we can see the departure from the last year. Last year, 2B was showing only the figures of current year. This year, it will include figures which are appearing in next year, and also will exclude figures of previous year which are appearing in 24. Suppose some supplier has an invoice of 23-24 and he has filed his GSTR 1 in April 24. So system will automatically may reduce that ITC from my table 8A. So that thing we have to keep in mind. So figures of 24-25 will appear in my 8A. Figures of 25, figures of invoices belonging to 24-25 appearing in April 25 to October 25 will again be reported in my table A. And any invoice pertaining to previous financial year 23-24 appearing in my 2A will be excluded from my table 8A. So that means we are again heading towards 2A only, kind of 2A, this is 2A only, where all invoices pertaining to particular year will be shown in my table 8A. What is table 8A Excel and where it is available? This is again very important. When you see your GSTR 9, table 8A will there are some figures in table 8A. But when we download this table 8A, it will have few more figures. It will not be the same. You have to be very careful when you download your table 8A. Table 8A Excel will have figures of RCM, whereas my table 8A online will not have figures of RCM. That you have to keep in mind when you download your Excel utility, 8A utility, it will have figures of my RCM. Also, there are few differences in table 8A Excel and table 8A online, which I'm just going to read out. Table 8A Excel will have following informations. Outward supplies covered under RCM will appear in table 8A Excel, but will not appear in table 8A online. RCM liability will not be in my online figure, but it will be there in my Excel utility. Second, outward supplies reported as normal charge and amended to reverse charge, then it will appear in my table 8A Excel. Somebody has shown figures of outward supply as normal charge, then he has later amended it to reverse charge, then again my online figure will not have this figure. But when I download this Excel utility, it will have this, will have in my B2B, B2BA section of Excel sheet. Third, outward supplies where recipient and supplier belong to different state reported as IGST and subsequently POS is amended as supplier state and hence CGST, SGST was charged. This record is ineligible for ITC due to POS rules and it will appear in my table 8A Excel. Again, 8A online will not have this figure, but when you download this utility, it will have the line item. Fourth, outward supplies amended from financial year 24-25 to financial year 25-26. Somebody has amended my outward liability from 24-25 to 25-26. Then it will appear in my table 8A Excel, but not appear in my table 8A. I'll just take an example. Somebody has issued me an invoice in March 25, say 20th of March, and later on he has changed this to 20th of April. Then this figure will not be there in my 8A online figure. but it will be there in my B2B supply when I download that Excel utility. So that things we have to keep in mind when we compare my 8A online figures and when I compare my 8A Excel figures. The fifth is outward supplies amended from 25-26 to financial year 24-25. This is the reverse case. Then it will appear in my table 8A Excel and will appear in my table 8A online, because these invoices are pertaining to 24-25. That's why they are appearing. They will appear in my table 8A online also and 8A Excel also. So this is all about amendments in GSTR 1, 1A, IFF. Auto population will happen in 8A. It will reflect. So there's not an issue there. I'll take few more. This is important. What is table 8C of GSTR 9 now? Generally 8C we represent ITC where we are going to take in the next financial year. But this year there is a slight change here. If something we have reported in 3B, so we will report in 6B and the reversal will report in 7H. Sorry, 7H. Then in that scenario, we don't have to report that figure in 8C, because we have already reported that figure in 6B and it will auto-populate in 8B. That thing we have to keep in mind. If anything which we have reported previous in the same financial year, then again it will be duplication. If we report 8C also, 8B also and 8C also, then it will be a duplication of your ITC. Only thing which you have left out, where you have not taken any ITC, then only you can show it in your 8C. In what cases ITC shall be reported in table 8C of GSTR 9? This we have already discussed. Let me read out this. Amount will be reported in tables 8C only when the ITC pertaining to financial year 24-25, which is part of GSTR 2B and auto-populated in table 8A of GSTR 9, but which has not been claimed by the recipient during the financial year 24-25, and hence he is availing the corresponding ITC for the first time in table 4A5 of GSTR 3B of next financial year till the specified time period. Then only I have to report in my 8C. If I have already reported in my current 24-25 3B, then I should not report the same figure in 8C, because it is already reported in my 8B figure. Second, the supplies pertaining to financial year 24-25. However, supplier has not reported the corresponding invoice in any GSTR 1 filed during 24-25 and reported in GSTR 1 furnished between April to October 25, and hence recipient is availing the corresponding ITC for the first time. Again, the same scenario. There can be a scenario where somebody has not filed his return. My supplier has not filed his return GSTR 1 in 24-25 and has filed in 25-26. Naturally, I can take ITC only when it is appearing in my 2B. Then again, in that scenario, I have taken my ITC in next year only. Then again, this figure will be reported in 8C because it is appearing for the first time in my 3B in financial year 25-26. That's why I'm able to report in my 8C. So with this table 12 and 13, we have already discussed. Whether the ITC reclaimed under Rule 37 or Rule 37A is to be treated as ITC of the original invoice year or of the year in which it is reclaimed. The answer is the ITC which is claimed and reversed due to reason of Rule 37 and 37A and subsequently reclaimed in any financial year, then such reclaimed ITC will be considered the ITC of that year only. Therefore, it will always report in table 6H of GSTR 9 to be filed for financial year in which such reclaim has been in. For any past years, if we have reclaimed any kind of ITC because of Rule 37 and 37A, whether it belongs to 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, if you have claimed in 24-25, then you have to report in 6H. Goods has been imported in financial year 24-25. However, the ITC has been taken in financial year 25-26. How this will be reported in GSTR 9? Again, we have seen 8 H1 has been inserted, where we have to mention that any tax which has been paid on import of goods and you have not claimed in the current financial year and you have claimed in the subsequent financial year, then you have to show it in 8H1. So that's it. This is from my side. We have discussed the FAQs. So any questions that we have, then you may please be.
Yes, sir. There are one or two questions.
Yeah.
There is one question. If I have paid RCM and claimed, I have RCM and claim for financial year 24 purchase in financial year 25-26 before November 30th to 2025, where I have to show this in 9 and 9C.
So
He's asking
I was saying
Hmm.
RCM has been paid in the financial year 25-26, first time in the 25-26.
Yes, of 24 and 25, he's paid in 25-26.
So then you have to show it in table 10 and 11. Your liability has to be increased to table 10 only.
Okay, for RCM.
Yes.
Okay. And there's one more question. A taxpayer is having a turnover of 60 lakh and he's also doing share trading, whose
Okay.
turnover is more than 2 crore. So he's asking if he has to file annual return because his share turnover is more than 2 crores.
No, he's doing FNO, he's doing share transaction. Share transaction, not
Share trading.
share trading. That means he's doing FNO kind of thing.
Yes, maybe.
That will be part of your turnover.
Okay. There's one more question. HSN-wise summary of outward supplies, whether providing the quantity details with each HSN is important while filing GSTR 9.
Yes, it is imperative to give figures because department wants to understand how what are your sales figures and what is the quantity that you are showing it as an outward. You cannot skip. In service, if you have a service client, you are doing service, then your unit of measurement is others, and then you don't have to show there. For if you're doing any transaction of goods, then you have to show your quantity also outward.
Okay, sir. So that's it for the question. And thank you, sir, for your such a informative session. And I hope this will help everybody who's filing GSTR 9C and 9 for this year. And thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shanji. Thank you, Akshatji. Thank you, CP committee, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much. So I should conclude it. Thank you everyone for your time and attention. I hope today's session really added value to your professional work, and we look forward for connecting in our future webinars. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, we can conclude.